Hey guys, it's Chey. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and if you're not, hey boo. In today's video, I created this beautiful look that you see. This is a recreation. I saw Patrickstarrr on TikTok do this beautiful like Bridgerton inspired like look, and he was snatched. So I was literally obsessed, gagging, needing to create the look, especially for my skin tone. I typically don't go do like smoky, grungy, but that look was just so beautiful. So I decided to recreate it, and this is how it came out. Let me know if I nailed it. I definitely tried my best. I did pull out my P.Louise If the Crown Fits eyeshadow palette to do the look. So if you like it here, if you like my vibe, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, okay? And we are gonna go ahead and jump into how I created this beautiful, smoky, sultry eyeshadow look. Okay, so we are now in voiceover mode. As you can see, I am fresh faced, ready to go. So we're gonna, of course, prime the skin. I'm taking the DANESSA MYRICKS Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. This is the tinted one, and then we're gonna work on the eyes. I'm taking these two P.Louise bases. One is in RUMOUR 4, and the other one is in Blank Canvas, or you could just use RUMOUR 3, whatever you prefer. We're gonna make sure that that's all blended out, and for the star of the show, we're taking the P.Louise If the Crown Fits eyeshadow palette. So you do get 2 rows of eyeshadows, which is really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into Diadem and Ever After, and these are that yellow mustardy shades. On camera, the palette was making it look orange, but it's definitely more yellow mustard, and we're just going to build that up in the crease. And then once I have that transition shade blended out, we're going to take Jokes on You, which is a more red orange toned brown, and it's really going to help warm up the look. We are just building up the crease. I prefer working light to dark than dark to light, so we are just going to make sure that everything is nicely blended. Now we're going to take this dark brown called Storyteller, and we are going to further build up the crease. I did also incorporate a little bit of black. I did not show that on camera, but I did go with a little bit of black just to like add more dimension. But now we are going to go on to the lid shade, and I'm taking this MOIRA Cosmetics Shadow Pot in Low Key. And I actually got this from my boo, one of my besties, and this is a beautiful gunmetal color. This is not normally something I would pick out, but I'm so glad I had it in my collection. So I'm just slapping that literally all over the lid. No cut crease today or anything like that. You just really want to just apply that all over the lid. And just to lighten it up a little bit, we're taking Chronicles, which is more of like a brown shade, because Patrick's eye wasn't really like full gray. It had like a browny, like taupey tone to it. So I think I really nailed the lid color with this. Next, we're going to go ahead and apply some lashes, and we are going to clean up, as Michaela says, make it nice and sharp. Okay, normally I use micellar water, but we're just gonna go ahead and do the other eye, and this is what the eyes are looking like. So now it's on to the base. I'm taking the P.Louise Spoiled for Choice cream bronzer, and I actually picked up this shade in my favorite bronzing shade, which is So Cinnamon, and we are kind of doing the underpainting method for this look. So now I'm just taking that same cream bronzer in So Cinnamon, and we are sculpting the nose. So I like to do my placement first, and then once I have everything placed, I'm gonna go ahead and blend everything out. And as you can see, the nose is becoming snatched. I also like to take the cream bronzer on my lip line just to define the lips a little bit before we do like lip liner later on. So now I'm taking my favorite concealer, which is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer in number 12. I go underneath the eyes, underneath the cheeks, just to really sculpt out and help give my face some shape, the chin, upper lip, and then we're going to go ahead and take a lighter shade. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear. This stuff is super pigmented, and because this is a lighter shade, I'm just going to take this on the inner corner of my eye and down the nose, just because I really like a highlighted look. I'm also going to clean up that edge right there where the eyeshadow meets, just so that the eye is looking extra snatched, okay? And before we blend everything out, I'm taking the P.Louise Fix It Up setting spray, and this is a mattifying setting spray. I loved the way the mister is on this, and I'm going to take my DSMD shop sponge. This is a black owned sponge, and it's super soft. It's literally the softest sponge on the market, and I'm going to blend that out, blend the concealer starting from the chin, underneath the cheeks, upper lip, and then I work my way up, and I'm being very careful going right there by the eyeshadow, and then slowly bringing it in. And once I have everything blended to my liking, I actually am gonna take the butt of my sponge and just like make sure all the edges are nicely blended. Okay, we're looking snatched. So I am taking the LANCOME Teint Idole foundation. This is my perfect shade. This is in 500 Suede, and I love this color. It's so beautiful, and this was like the first foundation that actually lasted on my skin that was matte, and the way that this just blends out is just so beautiful. And I was jamming out to some Riri, okay? So yes, I'm just blending out everything, making sure that everything is blended where you can't tell if it stops or begins. Just make sure you are blending. I do kind of go over some areas because I feel like when I was blending, it kind of lost the dimension, but I am going to kind of go back and just enhance those. So I'm just using my sponge with no added product and just making sure I still have that brightness. And then I did go over a little bit for the bronzer on the cheeks. So now we are moving into cream blush. This is the One Size Cheek Clapper in Freaky Peach, and I'm taking the cream blush, of course, and this is such a stunning blush shade. Now I'm taking Sweet Honey, and I'm going to go ahead and set underneath the eyes using a powder puff. Normally, I like to use a pressed powder first, but we're switching it up today. And as you can see, the under eyes is giving smooth and flawless. So I'm oiling on my forehead as well and on my chin. Do a little bit on the upper lip just to set everything. Then we're taking the Baked Bronzer, and we're going to be using this also in the shade Cinnamon, and I'm going to be setting the bronzer. So these places are still not set, so I'm just going on top of it, bronzer with bronzer, blush with blush. I'm not setting the face all over first. I'm just really enhancing that. And because this is a baked bronzer, it's very forgiving, it doesn't grab, and it looks very natural. I low-key wish I would have went a little bit like darker with the bronzer, but now we're setting the blush, and don't be scared to really take that blush underneath the eye. So now we're just going to go ahead and start the baking process. So I'm just cleaning up underneath the cheek and baking my pore area. Actually, I haven't really been baking underneath my eyes. I kind of start a little bit lower because I don't want to dry out my under eyes and enhance my fine lines. So now I'm taking this Made by Mitchell eyeliner in BLACKTRACK, and this is super black, and I'm just going to line the waterline. You can make your lash line as smoky as you want, but I wanted to keep it a little bit more subtle. But now I'm going to go ahead and dust off that bake. I did kind of finish the lower lash line already, and we're just dusting off that powder, and it's going to give you added coverage. And I just love how the skin is looking. And now I'm going to go ahead and take this e.l.f. lamination brow gel. This brow gel is so amazing. Like, look at the dimension that it gives to the brows. Like, it's so good, and it holds the brow hairs. Okay, and now because I don't really have that many hairs in the front, I'm taking this NYX brow pen, and we're gonna go ahead and fake some brow hairs, and you can see just how beautiful that brow looks. So now we're just doing the other side, and you just want to have a extra light hand so that there's no bleeding. But this is like real time how I do like the front of the brows. I like to really take my time. Now, with no added product on this brush, this is a clean brush, I'm just dusting off that powder, and as you can see, everything is looking nice and smooth. Okay, the face is definitely giving. So now I'm taking this Be Perfect Polar Vortex highlighter in Ice Queen, and we are going to do some nose highlight, and as you can see, she is very bright. So once I have the highlight on, we are on to lips, and I'm just removing any gloss or lip treatment that I have, going over it with some translucent powder, and now we are adding some lip liner. I'm just following my lip line. I don't really overline that much, literally just following the line of my lip, and this color and shade really just enhances the pout of my lip, and this step is literally so satisfying, watching my top lip come back to life, honestly. So once I have my lip line, I'm gonna take this Kylie Cosmetics lip liner in Exposed, I believe, and it's kind of peachy, but it's like a light peach. And just to go over that, I'm taking this Milani lipstick in Pleasure and blending that together. I'm gonna refresh the skin using this NYX setting spray, and the sprayer on that is aggressive, so FYI. Then I'm just drying everything down, pressing in that setting spray, and now we are gonna go ahead and brighten up the under eyes. I'm taking the P.Louise Power Powder. This is a under eye brightening powder, and this is in the shade Chey. And I'm just taking my powder puff, tapping off the excess to really make sure it's bright, and I'm literally tapping in the beginning in one spot just to make sure that the placement is there, or else you're gonna just have a super bright under eye. So I'm just really concentrating it right there, and now it's time to get this hair together, and this is what the final look is giving. I love how this look came out. It's so beautiful. It's so very different from what I would do, and I think I nailed the look. Y'all let me know if I did or didn't, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.